What's up, everybody? Welcome to the final round. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today I'm trying something a little different. There's no fight card this week. We have a week break due to the 4th of July for good reason. So I think this video I'm going to be talking about fight news and news in general, UFC related. I'm gonna try and do a weekly episode doing fight news and all that, trying to keep up to date with everything that's going on in the mixed martial arts world. So yeah, it's just gonna be a bunch of me rambling and talking. So yeah, um, started off in recent news. Ben Askren, former UFC fighter and former champion all around the world, uh, came down with a case of staph infection and it became pneumonia and became insanely bad. Um, he ended up becoming hospitalized, and for the past what feels like a month, we've been getting updates from his family about how he's doing. He's conscious, but he's not moving or talking. But then they said they just needed a double a lung transplant, but their insurance was not going to cover it. Um, and then recently, over the weekend, he successfully got a lung transplant and now just needs to heal and recover. And Ben Askren would be back in the game. Back in the game. But no, definitely good that he got that lung transplant. He'll live to see another day. Good to see him. As much as he fucking screwed the pooch when he came to the UFC, never want to see that happen to anybody. So, yep, that happened. Over the recent weekend, UFC 317 happened, as we all know. And with that, there's been a big shakeup in the men's pound for pound rankings. I was going to make a whole separate video on what I thought the pound for pound rankings were going to be, but I was just waiting until the UFC updated their rankings after the previous weekend. So let me quickly switch over to that. Just give me 1 second. Um, where is it? Okay, sorry. Took me a minute. Here we are. The pound for pound rankings right over here. We see we have a new pound for pound king in Ilia Topuria after his first round knockout over Charles Oliveira. Um, it's a very interesting move. I honestly thought he'd become number two. I didn't think he'd become king. But I'm not gonna be mad about it because hey, it's thrown to Islam, so you can't complain. But now Islam's been moved down to two. Rob has been moved down to three. Dricus is number four, and finally they put Pantoja in the top five. But in my professional, well, I'm not professional. In my opinion, um, I honestly believe Pantoja deserves to be number four. Um, just because based off of Dricus, Pantoja won the title before Dricus, and he's defended it two more times than Dricus. So I just think Pantoja deserves to be number four. But hey, if Dricus goes out there and beats Hamza, then hey, then I'll shut up. But no, Pantoja finally in the top five of the pound for pound. Finally deserved. He deserved it. He was ranked 9 below Jack Della, Magomed, Volk, and I mean I'm a big Jack fan, but no, you can't rank those guys above Pantoja after all he's done. Just because he's a flyweight, the flyweights got disrespected for so long, just because of the Mighty Mouse era. And I love Mighty Mouse, but people criticized him in that era for so long. And if he, Brandon and Figgy kind of helped bring it out. And then when Pantoja won, it kind of died because people didn't care for Pantoja. But now people are starting to come on to Pantoja. And honestly, when he beat Moreno, I became a fan of Pantoja because you beat Moreno in that type of fight, dude. And the post fight speech he gave made me a bit instant fan. So it's finally good to see him get his respect. But then we got Alexander Volkanovski at number 6. Okay. Then you got Magomed at 7, Jack Della at 8, Tom Aspinall at 9, and Alex Ferreira at 10. So, in my opinion, I'd move Tom above. I'd move Tom at least above Jack Della and Magomed because I count his defense over Curtis as an actual heavyweight defense. So, that's my professional opinion. And then you look over at the flyweight rankings. We'll move over to there real quickly. Josh Fan up at number 1. Well deserved. What I don't agree with Brandon Royval being ranked below Moreno. Only because even though he is coming off that loss, he does have a win over Moreno in their last fight. So that's just my opinion. I think he should have been ranked 2 and Moreno at 3 because I mean we all love Moreno, but I don't think anyone really wants to see Moreno go in there and fight Pantoja again. But yeah, that's the new rankings. You just see over here, Estelia left. Everyone moved up 1. Ilya's now the champion. Islam will be gone once Jack beats him. But yeah, that's it for the update in the rankings. So yeah, that's it for the updates and rankings. Other news: Zhang Mingyang versus Johnny Walker is going to headline UFC Shanghai. The co-main is going to be Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. That's a great fight, Aljo and Ortega. Definitely a fight that should have happened a while ago. But I'm glad that it's finally happening, and it'll be very interesting to see how they match up against each other, especially their BJJ. And then UFC 318, Ikram Skarov was supposed to fight Bruno Ferreira, but Ikram broke his toe, so now he has pulled out of that fight. Yeah. Other than that, there's not much of news in terms of fights. Still waiting on this hear about what's going on. Rumored that Islam versus JDM is going to be 322 in MSG. I've heard rumors maybe Marab versus Corey at MSG, and if that's so, both fights on the card. I'm gonna be going, and my other host Jake's gonna be going. So that's gonna be a great time, great fight card. I bet. Um, Alex Ferreira versus Magomed is rumored for 321. Tom Aspinall is rumored to fight that card, and maybe 323 in December, Pantoja versus Josh Van. And I will be making a early prediction video for that fight, where I'm just breaking down the fight and picking who I think is going to win that fight right now. So yeah, pay attention to all those videos. Pay attention to the videos I'm maybe releasing this week, and look for videos my other host Jake will be releasing. I've been on him trying to get him to release the videos. We've been trying to. We've been on Spotify. Now I'll talk about that now. So it's in the works, but it's kind of confirmed that me and Jake we've been on Spotify for a couple years now, just doing like a little. We used to do it regularly, weekly, talk about the card, but now we just with work and everything and our schedules, we've been doing it monthly before every pay per view. And with now that we are on YouTube, we're gonna be trying to focus solely on YouTube and release more content here because it will be easier to reach our audience that is MMA based than it is on Spotify. So we're going to be releasing a lot more videos in the future. We're going to try and upload all of our Spotify podcasts, the audio, to YouTube. We'll see if we can do that. Pay attention to that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned until next week for the next fight news, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.